Hey, welcome to the second episode, or really the first episode, the first real episode of His and Hers Gen X podcast with me, Chad, and
Me, Christina.
so, in case it's your first episode, the format of the show is we go back and watch something from our childhood, basically anything 20th century,
Right.
that the other one either never saw or just hasn't seen in a really long time.
Right, because you might have seen it when you were 6, but you're
Yeah.
not going to remember most of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're revisiting.
Yeah, and as we said on episode 0, Christina's never seen any of the original Star Wars movies. Well, I think you said you saw Return of the Jedi.
No, I saw the Ewok movie.
Yeah, that's Return of the Jedi.
I thought it was just called the Ewok movie.
Or, well, there was a made-for-TV movie called the Ewok movie.
That's the one. It's like nothing but Ewoks.
Oh,
and
okay.
kids. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've never even seen Return of the Jedi.
I know, like, that I don't think that's, like, available in print anywhere. You have to get somebody's VHS bootleg off ABC TV.
I'm sure I saw it on Betamax
Yeah.
back in the day. But yeah, I got the shirt, so I'm repping.
Yeah.
For
And I got this one at Walmart for, like, $9.
Yeah, mine's from a thrift store.
All right, so I don't know. We don't really consider ourselves film critics, at least as of yet. Although I was a lot 20 something years ago in college.
Yeah. I wrote movie reviews for the Orlando Sentinel teen edition in high school, so I have.
I guess.
don't know.
So Christina's never.
This is
So
yours.
when we say Star Wars, we mean the original Star Wars from 1977.
It's called A New Hope now.
Yeah, Episode 4, which was not originally like when they have that scroll that opens the movie. Like all of them now, it'll say episode whatever in the title.
It used to just be called Star Wars,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then they added A New Hope when?
And I think probably we could look it up, but
Maybe it's when they started turning it into a
I think when
franchise.
yeah,
for
I think when
real.
Empire Strikes Back came out,
Yeah.
then like they put it on home video. Actually, sorry, you can't really see behind me. I have a bunch of
Yeah, if they're old, they might still
VHS
see it.
of the Star Wars from I'll have to do like a separate video just on my Star Wars videotape collection. Well, it's still growing.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of 80s swag too. We can do a little revisit of all that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so I guess what did you think of the movie?
So, okay, this is my first Star Wars movie, and I don't know if this one is necessarily for me.
Yeah, well, it was for you, and well, you weren't born until 78, so
Well, there's a lot of movies that I think you need to see when you're a kid. Like,
Yeah.
as an adult, do you want to sit through Goonies or He-Man or something like that?
I know,
you
that-
know, it's kind of like,
well, if you've seen it, then you're watching it for retro nostalgia value.
yeah,
I mean, there's plenty of movies that hold up as far as like artistic and entertainment value.
yeah,
But like, I mean, for me, Star Wars as a kid, especially as a boy, it's a very boy centric or male centric franchise. Everything, I mean, it's all fighting and it's adventure. It's not a whole lot of
yeah.
heartfelt drama. Although,
Yeah.
actually, you can from the next one you'll see there actually is a little bit in there.
Does Princess Leia hook up with somebody?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see looking right at the cover there.
Who is that? Oh. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Because, what's his name? Han Solo?
Yeah.
He's hot.
Harrison Ford. Yeah.
Harrison Ford. And I only know, this is weird, but I only know, who's the actor that plays Luke Skywalker?
Mark Hamill.
I only know him as an older dude. So I've never seen him that young. I didn't even recognize him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's young. He's
Well,
a little kid.
Fun fact: he was a soap opera actor before Star Wars,
I believe it. The blonde hair
Yeah.
and the haircut, yeah.
and I think he did voiceover work back then because. Did you know Mark Hamill did the voice of the Joker in the Batman animated series in the early '90s?
I've never seen it, but somehow I know that.
Yeah, and like he's
Yeah.
done all the Joker in all the video games basically, and any animated movie. But so that's what like Mark Hamill's big claim to fame is. He's played like one of the greatest heroes of all time, one of the greatest villains of all time too.
Yeah, and now he's a voice actor. I think he does Chucky in the new movies.
Oh, really?
I think he's Chucky now. So
Yeah.
he's got a good voice.
And he came back for the new Star Wars that came out, within the last 10 years. But that's a subject for another sermon. But
yeah, well, actually, I'm kind of surprised he was an actor prior to this movie because he seems kind of new. Like, the acting's not great in the first movie.
yeah,
It's a little wooden.
Yeah, it's
from
also
him.
because it's like, it's sci-fi, and I remember reading like magazine articles and stuff like for the last 40 years, all this did you know trivia stuff about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I think Harrison Ford actually went up to George Lucas and said, the way you have this written, like, this is not how people talk. Like, I can't deliver the line like this.
Was this Harrison Ford's first big movie?
Uh,
Like,
Probably
was
his
this what
first
made him?
big movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was before.
Did you ever see, because George Lucas did a couple of movies before this. He did, he did THX 1138, which we got to watch. That's an awesome mind bender. It's a low budget sci-fi.
I've never even heard of it. That's crazy.
And, what's the one? It takes place like in the 50s or something. Sorry. I can't believe I don't remember this.
So we're going to look it up, but I mean,
What movie did George Lucas do before Star Wars?
right. We'll find out. But I wouldn't be surprised if...
American Graffiti, that's it.
Okay, that's one of those movies. I've never seen that. Have you?
It's funny because American Graffiti was kind of the inspiration for Happy Days.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of those movies I should watch because it's talked about and
Yeah.
always on those top lists. So we need to put that on the list.
It's funny because like it's
But-
completely different. It's just I guess you could call it a comedy. It's kind of like Dazed and Confused.
Okay, well, I
You ever
love
see
Dazed
that?
and Confused. Yeah,
Well,
for sure. For sure.
If Dazed and Confused was made in 1973, and that's
Yeah.
and American
It takes
Graffiti
place.
is a PG movie. It's a family movie. You
Okay.
could watch that with your parents. It would be super weird. I
So
wouldn't
that-
watch Dazed and Confused with my parents though.
Yeah, I guess not. So that was 4 years prior to this movie, so he had some experience. So
Yeah.
he's been around a while, 50 years.
Yeah, and he was a big sci-fi and Saturday afternoon serial fan. Like that's what, like the whole everything on Star Wars is basically ripped off from like Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon, a whole bunch of Japanese movies and
Buck
like
Rogers?
books. Yeah, like actually it's funny in my list of did you know. Let's see, R2-D2 and C-3PO are based on samurai sidekicks.
What?
From Akira Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress from 1958.
Wow.
Well, I know.
Just
I
like in
know.
looks or characterization, because the characterization seems kind of like
Yeah.
time specific to that era of movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dated
Yeah.
almost.
You know what's funny is, so we were watching it. We actually, it's funny when we watched it. It wasn't even when we planned to watch it because we were waiting for the Orlando City soccer game to start,
That's right.
and they had a rain delay, and so it was such a long delay. And then Christina had her Xbox 360 over here, and and I think my Disney account was locked out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually had a DVD player
Yeah,
with
we
the
watched-
Xbox.
We watched it on DVD.
So we were like, this is perfect. We had time.
The only problem was it was the
late.
special edition, so
Oh.
you didn't see the theatrical version.
Okay.
But-
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
told
you
me.
remember? So, like when you were watching it, could you tell certain parts were like added in 1997?
Yeah. So he said that, and the first thing I noticed was those things on leashes.
Oh, you like when they're in the desert? Yeah,
Yes.
like the big sand. They're almost like dinosaurs or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know when they did that CGI because it clashes.
Yeah.
So bad. Like you could tell it just doesn't belong there. I don't know
That's what we said in 1997.
really when the first one came out.
Well, because they re-released them in theaters, and it was a pretty big deal.
That's why they did that then. But it
Yeah.
doesn't belong there because everything, it's all practical effects, which look really good. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no denying that, but then that doesn't fit at all. It's not a CGI shitfest. So that part I didn't like.
Well, just like as far as like the CGI,
Jabba the Hutt. They brought him in. You said he doesn't appear until which one?
the third movie, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, so he makes an appearance.
Yeah, and
in
in
the
Return of the
first one.
Jedi, he's a huge puppet, but in
Yeah.
in the version of Star Wars that you saw, it was clearly CGI.
CGI because he's sliming along,
Uh-huh.
and he doesn't look like he doesn't look right. Period.
Yeah, so originally that was played. He was just like this fat Irish guy, and you remember at one point Han walks behind him and like steps on his tail.
Yeah.
They had to figure out how to do that because he Harrison Ford walked behind the other actor, because he was circling him, and so like they're like, how are we going to get him behind Jabba? So they had him step on his tail as like a joke, and it was very,
cool.
it was a very Jar Jar moment, you know.
Oh god.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
It's like that, like in like the late '90s when there was this huge revival of Star Wars, like when they re-released the special editions, 20 years after the first one came out, because they had to. And it's funny because like that '90s technology. Well, it's not that it's dated. It's just, I mean, they just thought like CGI looked better than practical effects, and I disagree.
Well, and so movies like Independence Day, where that's the whole, they're blowing stuff up, it belongs, but just clashed against the 70s-esque practical sets they had, it looks really weird. So it just doesn't belong, is my thing.
Yeah.
They might belong in the new movies because they're all CGI,
Mm-hmm.
but here it's weird. Are they all like that? All three of them?
Well, the last three that they made in the last 10 years, like it's like as if you told ChatGPT or one of those AI things to make a sci-fi movie,
Mm-hmm.
like it just looks like total, like it, but it's like that from beginning to end. So like it's not clashing,
But like Return of the Jedi and the other
Empire
two,
Strikes Back.
they put those things in there too.
Yeah, they added a little bit of special effects. And one thing that they did change in the special edition that you saw, so like remember when they're in the bar and that alien is about to shoot Han, he's like, you owe Jabba money.
Yeah.
So like his name's Greedo, and
Greedo.
originally in the original theatrical edition, Han just shoots him point blank, but in the special edition, Greedo shoots first and misses, and it makes like no sense. Like he didn't, like he's sitting like across. How can you possibly miss that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like probably the worst change to the special edition of that movie. There was a few CGI things like at the end with the space battle where they're gonna blow up the Death Star.
Yeah.
Like that, it looks definitely more modern, but it's like it's in space, so it's not as clashing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like a video game.
Yeah. So I don't know. We still have those two to go.
Yeah.
So maybe one of those will click with me. I feel like this one, they're probably just setting it up, right? The trilogy. There's a lot of setup, I think, of what's to come. So
Yeah.
I feel
There's
like
9 movies plus.
Yeah.
We were just at a thrift store and they have an entire bookshelf section dedicated to Star Wars
They do.
comics and paperbacks and other.
So much that they were charging a lot of money for, of course.
So many video games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on what you consider canon or not.
Oh, yeah.
Most people will just say whatever is in the 9 movies is canon, and like I mean, and there's even like the Clone Wars cartoon show. And
The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, plus well that's
That's Star Wars though, but I don't know.
It's Star Wars,
I don't
but it's
know.
not. None of these characters are in it.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah.
It's like its own thing.
Yeah, although I think it helps to have seen the Star Wars movies to appreciate Mandalorian.
Probably, because I haven't watched them.
I watched the first season. It was okay.
Yeah.
I think I watched the first couple episodes of the second season because Bill Burr was actually in it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in a while. Maybe, yeah. I don't think we do a podcast on it, but, I might rewatch it just to see.
So, I don't know. I have some concerns, or questions, rather, about this movie that I put in a list that maybe you can tell me, or we can, maybe it'll get addressed as we watch more movies, and they just haven't addressed it yet.
Yeah.
But,
Were you taking notes?
Yeah. Well, I came up with some questions. Like, okay, so there's bad guys and there's good guys. There's the rebellion, right?
Right.
And the rebellion and who?
Oh, the Galactic Empire.
The bad guys.
Yeah, that's Darth Vader.
Why are they good and bad? Like, how am I supposed to know that? I mean, they just are like, here's Darth Vader. This guy's an asshole. And I'm just supposed to go, oh, he's a bad guy. He doesn't even seem that menacing in the first one.
Really?
I mean,
Wow.
he's got a Death Star. That's bad.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's just dressed in all black, no facial features.
that
and he
is
has, like,
creepy. And the eyes are
ways
red.
his voice are, like the lenses in the helmet are like
They are red.
they're deep red,
which I do
you can
think
see.
helps.
You can only see it in like certain light.
Yeah.
And it's if you think about it, it's like a really impractical costume because it's like how does he eat in that? Like because like his whole helmet is like attached like directly to his face and mouth.
Do they explain why he is wearing it? Is he
They
disfigured?
do in the prequels.
Oh my God.
That's episode
So
3.
People had to wait.
That's with Hayden Christensen.
People had to wait 20 years to find that
Almost
out.
30, yeah. That was like 2006 or 7.
So
4.
nobody knew what he looked like, I guess. Well, in the prequel, I guess he looks like a kid, Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
But I mean, as an adult, do you see his face?
Not until Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
At the very end.
All right, cool. Well, at least I know that's coming because I'd be disappointed if it wasn't. But yeah, I had a problem with that. I just don't know why they're bad.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's just the law of like movies, especially sci-fi. It's just you're presented with heroes and villains, and like it's you just take it at face value. And it's funny because like a lot of the political podcasts I listen to, they're kind of one of them was talking about this very subject. I think it was Michael Malice was saying this like a week ago. He's like, when you watch Star Wars, it's just the Empire is bad, but like they never explain why. Like, what is their political like? I think it's kind of irrelevant because, like, it's like a popcorn sci-fi movie. It's not, The Godfather or something like Scorsese or, it's just, all you need to know is, like, those are the bad guys, these are the good guys.
Well, you could choose who you root for. There are probably fans that like the bad side, right? The bad guys. Do they like them?
I mean, not that they're rooting for them, but, I mean, they might like them as characters. Like, there's a lot of characters on the Empire and like or just the bad guy team, like Boba Fett. People have like a huge crush, I guess you could say, on that character.
Boba Fett.
You don't really see him until the next movie.
I know the name.
He was in the scene with Jabba. They showed him like real quick there. Like he didn't have any lines though.
Oh, okay. Then I didn't notice him.
It's basically the Mandalorian. That is Boba Fett's costume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he looks so familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that at least. I know the name. I just don't know the character yet.
And so like, what other questions or
concerns? Yeah. Let me check here.
Confusions.
Yeah. Yeah, I did feel like it just took a lot of time setting up the rebellion and the Force and all that. Trying to explain it rather than just show it, I guess, was my thing.
Yeah, I hadn't watched that movie in a long time. I mean, I've seen it so many times as a kid and even as an adult. And watching it last week, I felt like it was like a pretty slow build up. Mm-hmm. Because like it starts out kind of action packed and then
it's slow.
Yeah, then but once they get onto the like C-3PO and R2-D2 get on the planet, between there and the time that they leave to go to, and then they end up on the, like, that's
Tatooine or something. How do you pronounce it?
Tatooine.
They spend a lot of time there, and Luke's just sitting around going.
Yeah. And actually, if we watch like the special edition, like there's scenes that they cut, So yeah, I think it was kind of a slower build. I think they could have paced that a little bit more quickly. And also, so like the entire. So you remember, like at the beginning of the movie, R2-D2 and C-3PO, they get on that life boat or whatever, and they shoot down to the planet. Mm-hmm. And you remember that part where the guy, he's like, he has the gun and he says, "Hold your fire. There's no life forms."
Yeah.
It's like that's like one of the hugest plot holes in all Star Wars is if that guy had just shot that thing and blew it up, there would be no story.
Okay, I remember you saying that, and I was like, "What do you mean?" Okay, now I get it.
I think they spoofed that in Robot Chicken. They must. I think, because like without that scene, like that's the end of the movie. Like there was actually no reason. Like they could have just cut that, and
not had it in there because then they wouldn't have had the plot point.
Yeah, and also
why even bother with it?
Yeah, and also the other huge plot hole or whatever is it's like like the whole end of the movie is he has to shoot in that that's one special spot on the Death Star to blow the whole thing up.
Yeah,
and it's like if you think about it, that's like absolutely ridiculous engineering. Like that'd be like going to like a nuclear power plant and like if you just like shot a bullet somewhere in it and like the whole thing exploded, or like so it's sci-fi ridiculous, but. I don't know if you remember I think it was like 10 years ago, maybe less, there was a kind of spin-off movie called Rogue One.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it.
That whole movie is about, well, not the whole movie, but yeah, actually, it's kind of like a prequel to Star Wars where it explains why, and with the.
So it answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, but
maybe we should start with that one. Well, no.
I think we should watch them in the order that they were
released.
Yeah, that they were. So that's like about 10 movies from now, but
yeah, 10 movies.
Well,
wow,
just about.
It's
yeah, plus
so
there was the
huge.
Han Solo movie.
Yeah,
which actually I didn't see. So, but that's a modern thing. We're supposed to talk about retro stuff on this show.
Do you know if they intended for it to be a franchise when they made that first one, or was that meant to stand on its own?
It's funny because George Lucas, he took a huge pay cut. Like he just wanted the points or, the percentage, and like he wanted all the rights to the merch. So like he actually didn't get paid a lot to make the movie, but he got huge residual deal of like he had X number percentage of box office returns, and he had exclusive rights to all the merchandise because like Star Wars toys back then and now are huge, so like that's all going straight to his pocket basically.
Yeah,
the studio passed on that. Actually it's funny, on my studio thought it would flop. Fox executives didn't believe in Star Wars. They expected a bomb and encouraged theaters to screen other films instead. Only 32 theaters agreed to show it in the opening weekend.
That's really weird to me because I feel like sci-fi in the late 70s was a big thing. Am I wrong? They made a lot of movies back in those days. Or was it just because it was space oriented?
Yeah, it's funny. After Star Wars came out, like, sci-fi really blew up, and like there was just so many rip-offs. Like
So it happened after Star Wars came out.
That's like, did you know they made Star Trek movies?
Yes.
Like in the 70s and 80s?
Is it the Return of Khan?
Yeah, I think that's the second or third one.
I've seen it.
But like that, like a year when they saw how well Star Wars did, they decided to make a Star Trek movie. The first one was god awful. I mean, we could watch it if you want, but
I like god awful movies, but only if they're good god awful.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't heard that one.
And I mean, it's just night and day the way Star Trek and Star Wars, because like Star Wars is action oriented and Star Trek is like drama. It's more intellectually driven.
It's a lot of strategy and stuff like that,
yeah,
too.
it's not about just shooting people with laser guns.
Yeah, we've got to make nice with this planet for political reasons, stuff like that. So.
Yeah. What other questions did you have?
I think that was it in terms of questions. Well, okay. The stormtroopers, they're bad shots.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a movie trope.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I don't know anything about Star
Wars.
Although,
I mean, if you think about it, the whole, like, the fact that, like, the four of them on the Millennium Falcon, like they go into, they get sucked in by the tractor beam or whatever, and somehow they manage to escape, and they dress up as stormtroopers, and then somehow Obi-Wan Kenobi just wanders around the Death Star unnoticed, and he turns the tractor beam off or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And the whole time they're like looking around, like, is anybody watching?
Yeah.
And they have Chewbacca with them. Nobody noticed him, or does nobody care that he's there?
Well, remember they put the handcuffs on him, and then
he's a prisoner.
Because they were saying like he was a prisoner.
Very clever.
Yeah, it was very cartoon. That's like the way a cartoon would be,
Yeah.
It's although what's funny about that scene? I think I pointed out to you at the time. So like, they leave C-3PO and R2-D2 in that room while they go rescue the princess, and they lock the door. Mm-hmm. And then at one point, the stormtroopers open the door and they rush in. If you pay attention, you can see one of the stormtroopers actually hits his head on the top of the door. And if you listen carefully, you can actually hear the clinking sound,
Oh, there's a movie I want you to see where I have that little bit of information too, so I guess it happens a lot.
Yeah. That's something that I noticed this time too, was just like hearing all the background noises and little details, like, because I was used to growing up watching Star Wars on a CRT TV with commercial breaks, or I mean, even if you had it on VHS, like I do, like the quality is like if HD TV is 1080p, VHS is like 240 or something like that.
Yeah, plus the more you played it, the quality usually got worse.
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't used to like seeing like and hearing all, like, just the part like where Luke first meets Obi-Wan, like they're in his lab or whatever. Like I could hear them actually sitting back in the seats and sitting up, and just background noise. And I don't even have like a surround sound, home theater system.
It's a quiet scene though. There's like nothing else really going on. So
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's just stuff I never noticed as a kid.
Because of the quality.
Yeah.
It stands out now. Yeah. That's
I know. We were watching on DVD, not even Blu-ray.
That's true. Just DVD and not like we weren't streaming it either. So
yeah. Let's see. Trying to think of like what other. Harrison Ford wasn't supposed to audition. He was working as a carpenter, and he almost quit acting to become a full-time contractor.
Chewbacca's voice is of a mix of animals.
Yep. Bear, walrus, lion, panther, and camel.
Oh,
and,
I could. Yeah, the camel. That's what I thought he was.
The opening crawl was inspired by a 1930s serial. Yeah, Flash Gordon.
Okay.
Let's see. Alec Guinness didn't like the dialogue.
Who's Alex Guinness?
He played Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's a British guy.
Okay.
He up until like he died, like he had like no idea like how popular Star Wars was. Like he just thought it was like a cheesy B movie. He's like, I guess he just needed the money or something.
I wonder if he was British, so he might have been a theater actor who I thought
it was beneath him or whatever.
Right, probably. I mean, he did really well. I mean, the dialogue was cheesy coming out of some people's mouths, like Luke Skywalker. But his, I mean, it sounded convincing to me. It wasn't bad. But I could see how he could look at the dialogue. But he was a trained professional. He did it.
Yeah. So like, there's like so many CGI. Or well, not even CGI, but like just special effects in that movie, like with the lightsabers, is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I have one of these special edition DVDs they have like a making of documentary if you want to watch it, where it's you ever go up to like like there's like a radio tower or something, like with they call them guy wires. They're like thick metal ropes, like this thick around.
Yeah.
Like if you they would hit it with a hammer and it makes that noise,
Mm-hmm. Do you remember when I made you watch the Michael Jackson 3D thing on YouTube for Captain EO?
Oh yeah.
It used to play at Epcot in 3D. If you grew up at Disney World, you'll know Captain EO. It was
I
Michael Jackson.
Seeing that as a kid, yeah.
Watching that, I was like, wow, this was heavily inspired by Star Wars.
I thought it was part of Star Wars, wasn't it?
It might have been the same creators or same makers.
I mean, like it was canon, like it was part of the Star Wars universe.
Mm-mm.
Was it?
No, Captain EO is completely separate, but it completely steals everything from there.
Everything sci-fi in the 70s and 80s and 90s is all Star Wars inspired.
So now that I've seen Star Wars, I'm starting to recognize more where that stuff has been used. Like I see a lot of it in Rick and Morty with the aliens they create. I see a lot of that with the cantina scene, the alien, the masks.
But that was pretty novel at the time.
Yeah. But now it's familiar in a way because I've never seen it, but it's familiar because I've seen it duplicated, I guess, borrowed from.
Yeah. I just said, I forgot what I was going to say. That's a great point.
I know. It sucks. You need to keep like a little notepad and jot it down. Maybe that's a...
Yeah.
C-3PO.
That's going to drive me crazy.
Yeah. C-3PO. I don't know. I don't know if I like C-3PO or...
That's kind of a running joke over time, is that C-3PO and R2-D2 are gay for each other, or at least... I mean, C-3PO definitely comes across as...
effeminate?
Yeah, and like... Also because he has a British accent, too,
He seems very anxious for a droid.
Yeah.
Like, did they build that into his hardware? We're going to make him an anxious robot?
Every movie has, like, a new robot character.
Right.
That, like, in... Like, they... but you can still kind of get a personality off of him.
Right. You can't really be annoyed with R2-D2 because he doesn't speak.
Yeah.
Whereas C-3PO speaks. So sometimes it's a little annoying. I'm kind of curious to see where that goes. Are they prominent characters throughout the entire...
Yeah, they're the only characters that are in all 9 movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They're basically the... You ever heard the term of a Greek, like a Greek chorus?
No.
So like a Greek chorus is like characters who are in the background, who aren't even part of the story, who are commenting on the story. Like the only thing I can think of is like Watchmen, where the black kid is reading the comic next to the newspaper vendor, and they keep talking about what's going on. Like
a narrator, kind of.
Yeah, but like that's called the Greek chorus.
Okay.
They're commenting on what's the story. Like they don't even know like they're in the world that the story takes place in.
Oh, that's weird.
Also, once you finish watching these 3 movies, we can rewatch the Robot Chicken Star Wars, because most of the jokes in there are super deep cut, and you only get them if you've seen not even all three of these movies, but seen them multiple times, you know? Or at least, I mean, I get the jokes.
I know. It's like I sat through that one. I had no clue what was going on. You sat through the Game of Thrones one. You had no clue what was going on with that one, right? So
They did a Game of Thrones?
they did a Game of Thrones
Chicken? I
Robot
don't remember watching
Chicken.
it.
Or maybe they just spoofed it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't
They've
know.
definitely, yeah, they've done Game of Thrones references. Oh, Robot Chicken, yeah, it's funny, at the thrift stores we were just at, they had like the Robot Chicken Star Wars DVD. But it's like I bought it on Amazon Prime a few years ago, so I can watch it whenever I want.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know. I was just talking about that earlier. Are people going back to a more... Are people buying DVDs again because streaming's getting obnoxious? I'm curious about that.
I don't think so, because
I'm tempted.
Because most people, I would assume have multiple streaming platforms. Like I have Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime.
I do too.
So it's like if there's a movie you want to watch and it's on one, it's probably on the other.
But I don't have all of them, so there may be like a time where I want to see something and it's nowhere.
Yeah.
So having like my Xbox 360, like a DVD player, I'm sure people, I don't know if people are going to start buying them again or not.
I know, because like I was thinking about getting, like, aside from like Star Wars or something like really collectible, like I don't really care about the physical media that much.
I have a ton of DVDs.
Like these are Laserdisc. Like I don't have a Laserdisc player, and even if I did, I wouldn't watch it.
You're not going to get one.
I bought this for the collectability value and like as a prop,
Yeah.
Like these DVDs and VHS tapes, I don't think we're actually going to watch.
But we did. We watched Star Wars, so it
that
came
was
in
just
handy.
Because of the situation at the time,
Yeah.
My Disney Plus account wasn't working, which actually it's working now, by the way.
Okay, good, because we're going to need it.
Yeah.
That account.
Yeah, so watching it through 2025 eyes, like, there must have been references and moments in the movie where you were like, oh, that's what that's from?
Yeah.
Like, because it's been referenced, every single scene line has been either spoofed or referenced somewhere.
Yeah. And I really don't know anything, so I thought that the showdown, I know the showdown between Luke and Darth Vader. Like, I guess, because that's one of those things that's been repeated throughout history. It's forever.
Yeah.
It wasn't at the end of this movie, though. I don't know when it happens, but I was expecting it to be at the end of this one.
Sword fighting is, that could go back to, like, Errol Flynn. Like, there's always been sword fighting in movies. But this is, like, sci-fi sword fighting,
No, I just mean I know that specific scene.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it, and I've never seen these movies, but it's just been played everywhere. Song that they play the
everybody knows that. Yeah,
but I didn't know where it was in the movie, so stuff comes to me. It's familiar even though you don't see it. One of those.
There's a Robot Chicken sketch where they do, like, the guy who writes the song, he's doing lyrics for it, like, as a ad. He's like, dude, I forget how but the whole, like, it gets rejected, and at the end he's like, guys, they rejected. I think it works better as an instrumental anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so can you see how this was popular back growing up? Or
so it has the classic storyline of a farm boy. It's not classic, but a normal guy becomes something great. And
it's called the hero's journey.
Okay, it's a hero's journey, so I can see that. That's always been appealing to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remembered what I was trying to think of a few minutes ago. So one thing that Star Wars started, even though or at least popularized, it started especially movie, but it also happens in comics especially, is the heroic orphan. So, like, Superman is an orphan, Batman is an orphan, Luke Skywalker is an orphan, Harry Potter is an orphan. If you think of, like, sci-fi, fantasy, comic book superheroes, most of them are orphans.
I didn't know that about Superman or Batman, but I don't read comics, so...
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, you never heard of the Superman's origin story? How
No.
His parents sent him from Krypton to Earth because the planet was going to blow up.
No, I think we need to watch it, the first one.
Yeah, we can watch Superman, which Superman, like the one with Marlon Brando and Christopher Reeves. I think that came out in 78 or 79.
Marlon Brando's in it? I like him.
He plays Superman's dad. He's in it fairly briefly, but...
before he dies and orphans him?
Yeah, so he plays Superman's father. Yeah, I forgot how we got on this topic. Oh yeah, so we were talking about orphans, but I was trying to think I think Hunger Games, the main character, I forget her name.
Katniss Everdeen.
I believe she's an orphan too.
She's got a mom, she just doesn't have a dad.
Okay, yeah, partial orphan, I guess.
Partial orphan. She has no male influence in her life.
Yeah, there's just like so many crack.com articles and even after hours episodes that I've seen on the Star Wars and pop culture books and just like tons of podcasts I've listened to, breaking down every individual thing, like about how Star Wars essentially started like the summer blockbuster concept. Although a lot of people say it was Jaws.
Jaws was 1975. Yeah. That was a huge one.
Basically every huge sci-fi or adventure, IP to come out in the last generation, really. Like, it's all either a blatant Star Wars ripoff or at least heavily inspired by Star Wars, Especially like with all the Marvel comic movies that have come out over the last 20 years or so. It's just that, it has to have it has to be a grand battle of super evil and super good and lots of stuff blows up and
Yeah, I guess they did kind of set the mold for that. And if you're not somebody, I don't really care much for long, drawn-out scenes like that. So that was probably my least favorite part of the movie, was that part with the flying.
At the end?
Yeah.
Or the middle?
I don't remember.
The battle where they blow up the Death Star?
Yes, it goes on for a very long time.
Really? Because, that was my favorite part as a kid. Like, that's the part that you're, like, so excited and, like, you're getting the goosebumps and everything. I remember, like, when I was, like, if I had a sick day, like in, 5th grade or earlier, like I would watch Star Wars on VHS in the middle of the day and still be like as excited, bright sunshine out, and still be as excited as if I was watching it in the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
I think it's just a boy thing,
Maybe it's just a boy. Well, I'm sure girls like it too. It's just but it's a boy thing.
Yeah, it's just the thrill of good over evil,
Yeah.
So, I guess that kind of wraps it up for our non-critical, just talking about Star Wars. Cristina just saw it for the first time.
I hope I wasn't too critical. Don't come for me.
Yeah.
It's my first time seeing it, and I don't mean any harm to people that are really into it.
Like, this is supposed to be like a fun...
Yes.
Like, I think we're a little smarter than the average people, like, but we're not film critics. Like, again, actually the only movie podcast that I listen to is called Genre Vision. But like, they're like modern day Siskel and Ebert, like, because they're talking for like an hour and a half just analyzing film, like from like as critics.
That's a long time.
But we're analyzing it as consumers,
right? And these might be opinions I would have had if I had seen it when I was 10. I don't know. It could have been the same.
Yeah.
But
this podcast is meant to be hopefully fun and light.
Yeah.
We're not talking politics and philosophy and religion on here.
And I don't mean to degrade your favorite thing. You can degrade. I'll tell you my favorite things, and you can degrade them if you want.
I know. I wonder, maybe if we get a following, people will start hate watching. It's like I can't wait to see what she hates that I love.
Oh, rage bait.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, there's not any like franchises or things that are like hugely popular that I like detest or despise. I just like Hunger Games and Game of Thrones and stuff, like a lot of the modern stuff. Like, I don't care, but I'm not gonna like go out of my way to be like, oh, I can't believe you like that,
Oh yeah, people like what they like. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever gets you off.
So next week, you get to pick the topic. So what's it gonna be?
Do I just tell the title?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mentioned last podcast something about I saw a lot of movies when I was a small child. They were movies made for our generation, and they were traumatizing. Like, they were traumatizing movies. So there's going to be a traumatizing childhood movie series. We're starting with Return to Oz, which I've never seen. You saw it when you were a kid?
Yeah, I remember watching that. I definitely remember seeing that like on somebody's VHS or cable. I can't remember for the life of me what it's about.
Okay,
I do remember,
so that's good.
I do remember it being pretty trippy and weird. It's
So-
kind of like Pink Floyd The Wall for kids.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's pretty traumatizing. So I'm going to see it for the first time as an adult, and we'll lead off with that because we're both seeing it with adult eyes.
Maybe we should have like theme months or something, like where we could do like, all Mindbender month, or like maybe all Sci-Fi month, or,
Disturbing children's movie month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although
we'll do it.
I don't think Star Wars are that disturbing. But
As long as they don't slice people open and stuff. But even
Well,
then,
actually-
I'll be like, cool, because of disturbing movies have desensitized me.
they're all PG, so it couldn't be too graphic,
That's another thing I want to talk about.
Plus, you love. I mean, in case you missed it, Christina loves all the mainstream horror: Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, Chainsaw Massacre.
I like gross movies because I was desensitized by The Secret of Nim. And that just could be a thing.
Do you want to start with that one then?
If we can find it. I made a list of where they're streaming, where they are.
Okay.
I've got everything planned out. But yeah, that's coming next. I'm excited about it because we're going to lead with that. And yeah.
We went a little longer than I thought, but it's Star Wars.
It's a long thing.
By the way, if you're listening to this on the audio podcast, you want to see what we look like, we're on YouTube. Or if you're on YouTube and you want to listen to it on your phone or, listen while you're in the car, we have an audio podcast. I'll put links down there. Also, if you're hearing ads or seeing ads, that's not us. That's either YouTube or your podcast network inserting those ads. If you don't, if we get to the point where we actually read copy, it's gonna we'll do it on air. If 80stees.com wants to sponsor us, I'm sure we'd love to have them. So
yeah, 80stees.com. I had to go to the thrift store to get this, and hopefully nobody asks me questions about it because I only know one movie. But.
All right. Well, we got the next few months you'll catch up. All right. I don't have a sign off. We
need to come up with something, and
keep looking at the stars.
We'll figure it out. We need an 80s slogan or something.
Yeah, this is No Frills Podcast Network, so we're not doing theme songs, intros, outros, graphics.
We have a cartoon. We have a cartoon of us.
Yeah, and actually, I thought we could change that every week for the thumbnail. We'll just take a screenshot of this. I can just send it to ChatGPT. It turns us into cartoons.
Oh, ChatGPT. That's bad.
GPT.
GPT.
All right, we're going right along. Let's end this. So, thanks for watching or listening.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.